All right. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming in to this Yercaud camp orientation. Uh, so I'll run. I'm Michael. I'm the program manager for the camp, and I'll be running you through all the details about the camp, what the children will be doing, and we will also look at what the children need to take for the camp, and where you can get those things as well. Right. So after I run through the program details, we'll have a small Q&A session. So if you have any questions with regards to the camp, you can just wait till the Q&A session and then ask any questions that you might have. I am just going to share a bunch of details in the chat as well. So you can also look at those details and save them. So I've just posted the WhatsApp channel link, my phone number, and also the merch websites link. Right? Please make sure that everyone has saved my phone number and has also joined the WhatsApp channel, because that's the only place where you will be able to see all the information and updates from the camp, including the photos. Right? But you'll have to make sure that you save my phone number and then click on the link. It will take you to the WhatsApp channel and then you can join it. um, so let's start with the orientation now. I'm just going to share my screen and start. Okay. Right. So you have all signed up for the Accord 5 program between May 18th to May 24th. And this is one of the photographs of the camp. This is how the camp will actually look. It's a very nice, massive camp where the children have lots of space to do their activities. Just a little intro about us. So we have been doing these summer camps for the past 30 years now, and we've taken every year we take at least a minimum of 10,000 children across all ages, and through various means as well, right? And this Yercaud camp particularly is on top of a hill. It's about 5,500 feet above sea level, and it's on top of a hill station, right? And it's in the middle of a big coffee plantation, right? So there's lots of shade, there's lots of you know uh, covered by the trees, and usually it doesn't get that hot over there. So in the mornings we can expect, this week we've experienced temperatures between 22 to 23 degrees. And usually in the evenings it gets anywhere between 18 to 19 degrees, and the children, it'll be through cool throughout the day, and we can expect occasional showers when the children are there at the camp, right? So whenever it rains, the temperature immediately drops around 20 21 degrees as well. um, there are two different activities that you have chosen from. One is the mountain biking plus outdoor survival option, and then you have the rock climbing and backpacking option, right? So depending on what you've chosen, we'll go through these in a little bit detail later down the line. And I'll also tell you what the children will be doing on a daily basis on campus as well, right? Along with these two activities, there are multiple other activities which the children will be doing just to help them to have fun on the camp. Yeah, can I kindly request everybody to stay on mute, please? Thanks. Yes, and yeah, and they'll be doing multiple activities which will help them to to engage and make new friends and build various social skills as well. Right. These are some of the photographs from the camp. As you can see, this is the part of the campsite. As you can see, it's very huge. It's about 200 acres long, and the children have lots of spaces for them to sit and discuss, play around. There's plenty of places where the children can get to play sports, and they have cycling trails as well. And here you see one of the rock climbing activities, and also this is something that the children will be doing, which is backpacking. We quickly run through how the usual day happens for the children. So the children wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning. The wake up call is given at 6 a.m. And they'll usually start their day with some hot beverages like milk, coffee, or tea, along with some biscuits. And then they head over to do some slight warm ups. Right? These warm ups are designed to make the children freshened up in the day, and it's some form of a game which they'll play to help them freshened up before they head out for their morning activities, right? And usually post warm up, breakfast will be served to them, and food on campus is a mix of veg, non-veg, and the breakfast is always veg, and it will always have eggs or sprouts to help them get some protein for the day, right? And all food will serve to them buffet style, so the children get to choose what they want to eat in the morning as well, and it's usually a mix between continental and Indian food in the morning, right? And after breakfast, the children, depending on which activity you've chosen, they'll head over to their different groups and head to their morning activities. Once the morning activities are done, they'll head back to lunch, and again lunch will be buffet style, and each item will be labeled as well so that the children know exactly what they're eating. And post lunch, they'll have little time for themselves where they can, freshen up, clean their tents, and have some time for themselves before heading on to their evening or afternoon activities, right? These activities are designed to help the children to be more creative, to work as a team, and this will help them to show off their skills that they have picked up. And after that, they have evening snacks, again hot beverages along with some sort of a snack to keep them fuel for the day. And then they'll have more full time activities after that, and they'll also have something called as a reflection session. This is where the children sit together in silence, and they reflect upon what they have learned today, and what are the things that they need to take from whatever they've learned. All of that will happen in complete silence. I know when I say silence, some people might think that's not going to happen, but yes, the children sit in absolute silence, and then they reflect upon their day's activities, right? And post that, they'll have some soup, and followed by dinner. Again, dinner buffet style. The children get to choose what they want to eat. Our instructors will be there to assist them, to help them with their food. And by 9 p.m., we tell the children to go to bed. Usually, we say 9 p.m. The children don't go to bed at 9 p.m. They'll sit around in their tents, chit chatting or gossiping, whatever the children get to do. And the tent in charges will usually turn up around 9:30 to tell them please go to bed, because they have a big day ahead of them the next day, right? So that's how the usual day looks for them. And coming back to the activities, there are two blocks of activities. One is mountain biking, outdoor survival, and then you have rock climbing and backpacking. Mountain biking is where the children get to learn how to ride a mountain bike, right? So when we say when we talk about these activities, these are activities where the children learn how to do it. It's not just them turning up and say, hey, here, go ride a bike. It's not that. Like, we teach the children various skills. We teach them how to shift their weights on a mountain bike, how to uh, brake appropriately, how they'll also learn how to turn, how to glide, and they'll learn how to ride uphill and downhill. And not just that, they'll also learn how to manage and maintain these bikes, right? They'll learn how to dismantle the bike, they'll learn how to fix a puncture, and they'll also learn how to take care of the bike rather than just using it and keeping it aside. So they learn all of this, and every day they get to learn a new skill so that they'll practice more and more. And that's what the mountain biking is about, right? And along with that, they will also do something called as an outdoor survival, right? As you already know, our camps are gadget free camps. There is no gadgets whatsoever in the camp. And when the children head over for outdoor survival, this is something that they learn to do without any gadgets, right? When they head out for the outdoor survival, they learn how to use, how to mark their route. They learn how to navigate through the forest. They learn how to build a shelter out of the raw materials which are there. They will even identify which plants are edible to eat, and also learn how to purify the water. All of this without the gadgets. So this is more an unplanned trip which they will take, and they'll learn how to spend the night without any gadgets, or just making use of things that they find around them to even make a fire, all of that. So that's something which the children will be doing, right? And then we have rock climbing. right? So rock climbing is again a very unique activity which the children will be doing. All these activities, as I said, will be under the guidance of our instructors, right? So the children will learn what are the different types of equipment that there are. They will learn how to use those equipment safely. They'll learn various knots which are required for the rock climbing. They'll learn the various equipments and how to use them properly is the main thing. Right. So how they'll progress is they'll start off with bouldering, which is just them scaling the rocks using their hands, and then slowly they'll take on more challenging boulders, and then they'll slowly head over to using the actual equipments to go on higher rock faces. Right? There's something called as jumaring where they ascend from the bottom to the top, and then there's something which is called rappelling, which is a descent, which is basically what you see in this photograph. As you can see, the children are wearing harnesses. There's a helmet. There's an instructor up top who's also an anchor, and there's a person at the bottom who will be helping the children as well. So this is the rappelling part, and we'll see a photograph of Jumaring as well once little down. And backpacking. So compared to outdoor survival, backpacking is the exact opposite, right? So this is a purely planned trip that the children will take. They'll plan what they want to eat. They'll ration all their things. They'll pack all the materials that they need for the journey, and they'll plot their course as to exactly where they want to go, set up camps. They'll have their portable tents with them, which they'll use to set up tents, and they'll be spending the night under the stars, just like the outdoor survival. But this is completely planned, so the children know exactly where they're going. They'll take exactly what they need, including water, food, all of that rationing, and they'll also learn something called as leave no trace, right? So since this is an backpacking planned expedition, the children will learn how to maintain the environment around them, right? They'll not throw any garbage. If they find any garbage, they'll take it from there. They'll not disturb the environment around them. Rather, they'll just go set up camp, follow various mountain manners, and then they'll enjoy the night doing all these activities, and then they'll head back to camp. This is the backpacking aspect, right? Coming to the safety part of things, all, as I said, the children will be accompanied from the start of the day all the way till the night by our instructors, and these instructors are highly trained by us every year, and they're also coming from prestigious institutions like NOLS, NIM, JM, and Himalayan Mountaineering Institute. Right? All these instructors are highly trained and they're specialized at what they do. Right? And for every 6 children, we have one instructor on camp, and there will always be a female instructor for every 10 children. Right? And we also have transport which is vetted by us every year, and every time we make sure that the vehicles are roadworthy, the drivers follow their speed protocols, all of that, and there will be adequate breaks during the journey as well to ensure that the children are safe. And there'll be one person traveling with the in the buses who will be the travel leader, who will make sure that everything is running smoothly, right? Coming to equipment, as I said, the rock climbing part uses a lot of equipments, and we always make sure that they follow the international UAA standards. And there's regular auditing which will be done since the equipments get used frequently. We audit them, and whenever we find any defect or any equipment which is not proper, we don't repair them. We immediately replace it altogether. We don't take any risks with regards to the safety of the equipments, right? We make sure that we replace the entire unit completely, and so that the children are also safe whilst they're doing the activities. That being said, this is an outdoor adventure camp, right? So the children are expected to run around, fall, have some scrapes. uh, so we have a doctor who's always on campus, right? The doctor will tend to all these small injuries which are there. In case the child is having a fever or a stomach ache, the doctor will have enough medicines to help them. uh, and the instructors, some of the instructors are also first aid trained as well. So whenever they're having a small scrape or an injury, the instructors will immediately administer the first aid to them, and then the doctor will have a look at them as well. And in case we need to go to a hospital, there's always an emergency vehicle on standby, which the hospital is only 60 minutes away at the foothills. of Salem. So that's also taken care of by us. So you don't have to worry about any safety concerns for the children. As you can see, this is one of the Jumaring activities where the children go from the bottom to the top, right? And the children will always be staying in the tents. The first photograph you saw at the start, those are the tents. And usually we get, depending on how many children turn up for the camp, it's either between 3 to 4 or 4 to 5 children, based on how many kids sign up. The boys will be in boys tents and girls will be in girls tents. These are fixed tents. These are not the portable ones. These are massive fixed tents which usually can hold up to 3 to 4 adults easily. And the children, as I said, will be taking care of these tents as well. Whilst they are staying in the tent, they'll make sure that the tents are clean. There will be a separate washroom block as well, toilet block as well for both boys and girls. And there's hot water which will be there on campus as well, right? As I said, the campus is massive. There's lots of place for the children to run around, do their activities. There's a dedicated medical room, and also massive dining area where the children will have their meals. um, Coming back to the meals, as I said, it's a mix between veg, non-veg, and eggs and sprouts will be provided at breakfast, whilst the breakfast is always veg. And the non-veg will be provided to the children 4 to 5 times during the program. And in case you have any particular food requirement, you'll have to let us know, so we can also arrange Jain food if that's what you need. Or if there's any dietary restrictions, you can let us know, and we'll make sure that the children are not given that particular type of food, right? And the instructors will be there monitoring the children when they are having their lunch, dinner, or breakfast. They'll ensure that no child goes without not eating at all, or they'll also make sure that a child is not overeating at the same time, right? They'll be there even though it's buffet style. The instructors will be there, and the children will ask the instructors whatever they want to eat, and then they'll serve it to them, right? And the instructors, as I said, will be monitoring them through the day. Coming to the travel part, there are three different points of travel for this particular program. One is the children leaving from Bangalore. The departure will be at 5. It says 6 a.m., but the departure is at 5:30 a.m. from Army Public School for all the children who are traveling from Bangalore. And the arrival back will be anywhere be between 9:45 to 10 p.m. in the night at the same Army Public School. And for children who are coming from any other cities apart from Bangalore and Chennai, you will all be flying into Coimbatore. And from Coimbatore, our airport coordinator will be there, and they'll take them from there all the way to the camp. Uh, Usually, the flights arrive to Coimbatore by 12 p.m. at the max, right? Depending on where you come from, 12 p.m. is when they arrive. The children will be traveling in an MUV from the airport all the way to camp, and they'll have lunch en route. And our coordinator, airport coordinator, will be accompanying the children all the way to the camp. And if you're from Chennai, there's a train which departs in the morning. It's either the Shatabdi, which leaves at 7, or it's the Salem Express, which leaves at 6:10 in the morning. It's either of those two trains. Once you reach Salem, from Salem to camp, the children will again shift onto an MUV, and they'll head to camp mostly by lunchtime. So both the Bangalore children and the children from Chennai will reach camp around 2 p.m. And the children who are flying into Coimbatore will usually arrive on campus by 5 p.m. Right, and on the way back, the children leaving to Chennai will take the evening train around 5 p.m., and then they'll reach Chennai mostly anywhere between 9:30 to 10 p.m. depending on the train that they take. Right. And as I said, modes of train. Yeah, we've come to the most important part of this orientation. This is where we set clear expectations for everybody. I would like both the parents and the children to listen very carefully to this. You will need to understand every single point from here on, right? And make sure that everyone understands this as well, right? So this is not a luxury camp or a resort. As I said, the children will be staying in tents, right? These tents are very comfortable, but it's not like a hotel room. Right? The children they'll be sleeping on the floor on a sleeping bag, right? There's no beds which will be given to them. This is mainly to ensure that the children also understand how things work, when they go out for an adventure camp, right? And As I said, it's not a luxury camp, so the children also learn how to rough it out, and they embrace the challenge of staying in the wilderness for the week, and they also learn from these experiences, right? And so you will also have to take care of the tents, as I mentioned before. You can't just turn up from an activity, uh, throw mud, I mean, like walk around with muddy feet in your tents, because that's where you're going to be sleeping. So you'll have to ensure that the tents are also clean and maintained by you. And coming to the communication part of the camp, right? So this is a no gadget camp, and there'll be no communication between the parents and the children once the camp starts, right? Right from the time you say bye bye to them at the departure points, all the way till they come back and say hi, there will be no sort of communication between the children and the parents. This is to help them to become more independent as well, and you will also get to know how well they can adapt without being in the constant contact with the parents, right? And all communication will be through the WhatsApp channel link, which I've just shared it on the chat as well. I would request every parent to join this WhatsApp channel. You just have to click on that link, it will take you to the WhatsApp channel. You'll have to press follow at the top, and there's a small bell icon which will be there. Kindly click that bell icon as well, so that you get notified. This will not be in your chat page, right? It will be on the updates page where you usually see the status of others. That's where you will be able to see the channel link, and it will clearly say the channel name and the date, so that you know what you're looking at. And there are two updates in the morning, one at 11 and one in the evening, right? The morning update usually tells you what the children have been doing and what they're planning to do for the day. And there will be a group photo to show that all the children are present. And in the evening you get another update which tells you what the children have planned for the rest of the day, what they'll be eating, and also some photos and videos from the camp, right? um, there are two things that you'll have to mainly understand. So the camp is situated on top of a hill station where the network connectivity is not so good, right? So there may be delays when sending the updates out, right? So usually when we say 11 a.m. and 6 p.m., there might be a 10 or 15-minute delay. uh, Please don't reach out to me saying that I can't see the updates. It's usually because there's a delay from the camp, and there's no network or there's no power. That's why we'll have delays, but I'll let you know in case there's a delay more than 15 minutes. I'll let you know that the update is going to be posted slightly later, right? And as I said, the instructors are the only people who will be there on camp with the children, right? These instructors are highly trained at what they do, and they're highly skilled at what they do as well. So their main goal whilst they're on camp is to ensure that the children are safe and that they're doing all the activities properly, right? Amidst doing both of these, right from 6 a.m. in the morning till 9 p.m. in the night, they will also try to take some photographs of the children doing the activities, right? As I said, the main goal is to make sure that the children are safe, and to also ensure that they're doing it properly. They'll also take the photographs because they know that it's a nice memory for the children to look at what they've done as well, right? And since they're always with the children right from the start to the end of the day, they find very little time, or they have very little time to share those images to us. And as I said, network connectivity is very bad over there, so we get the photos staggered through the day, right? And since the update goes at 6 p.m., we select a very few handful of photos, maybe 15 to 20 photos or a video, and send it in the channel, right? Please do not panic if you don't see your child's photograph or video which is not shared in the day. If you can't find your child, do not panic. They're all fine. It's just that we did not receive enough photos, or we're going to be receiving photos through the day, through the night. And since the update is at 6, we've just sent you a handful of photos. Once the camp is over, right, we'll collect all the photos and videos from the entire group and share it with you by Google Drive. So don't worry if you can't see your child on any particular day. It's just that we haven't gotten the photos, or we couldn't send the photos, or we haven't received, nothing else, right? But as I said, the updates will tell you clearly what they've been doing. And there is no gadgets on this camp whatsoever, right? um, and before that, if there is anything that needs to be communicated to you, right, you will only get a call from me and no one else, right? If there is any, you will only get a call if there's any emergency that needs to be communicated to you. For example, if the child is having stomach ache or if they're having a cold, I will not be calling you and bothering you. Please do not expect a call from me if the child is, having a small scratch in their hands while doing some activity, right? Whereas in case the child needs, for example, I'm saying in case the child needs to administer a TT or something, I'll be the first person to give you a call and to check with you if it's okay to administer a TT, or if we need to take the child to a doctor or a hospital. You will hear from me. That will be the only time you will be hearing from me. So we say at Inme, we say no news is good news. So if you don't hear from me, it means everything is running smooth and we will not disturb you for anything else as well. And vice versa, if you have some emergency that needs to be communicated to the children, please reach out to me, right? Coming back to the no gadgets part of it, there is no gadgets on camp whatsoever. This will enable the children to connect with the other children and to take away their screen time as well, right? Please don't send the children with any sort of gadget, or any GoPro cameras, whatever it is, or a smartwatch as well. If your child writes to read, please don't send them with their Kindle. Just send them a hard copy book. That is more than enough. In case you do send them with gadgets, we will not be held responsible in case it gets lost or broken. The taking care of the gadgets parts is completely with the children, although I would advise not to send anything with it, because this will enable the child to immerse completely into the activities and not look at using the gadgets, rather than mingling with their friends and bonding with them, right? There is about a week before the camp starts now, right? I would encourage all the children in this orientation to start off with some little walking or jogging. If you're practicing a sport or doing some sort of an after school activity, it's perfect. You're completely fine to come to the camp. But for those who are not done any sort of activities, or not practicing any sport, I would recommend to start off with a little brisk walk, 30 to 45 minutes a day, more than enough. And if you're planning to buy a new shoe for this camp, this is the perfect opportunity to wear and break into their shoes. Parents, please don't send your children with new shoes. This will make their experience little bad, because the shoes are going to new shoes will cause blisters if they are not worn in, right? So if you're buying a new shoe, please send them, make them walk in it to break into the shoes, so that they have a more pleasant experience whilst they're on camp, right? This is for all the children who have come into this orientation, right? There is zero tolerance for bullying or indiscipline in any of our camps, right? In case we come across encounter some child bullying another child, we will give you a warning first, and if we see that the behavior is happening again, we will immediately send you back to your home at your own expense, right? We don't want to see any bullying towards any other children. You're all going there to have fun and to make new friends. Bullying is not a place or an activity that's supposed to be happening there. And children, in case you feel like you're being bullied, please reach out to any of your instructors or the camp chief, right? Unless or until you tell us that you're being bullied, we will not be aware of it unless we spot it happening, right? So please, you'll have to stand up to yourselves and inform the instructors or the camp chief, so that we also get to know, and we'll take action immediately on that. Again, going back to use of substance, we will immediately blacklist the children if we find any cigarettes, alcohol, or contraband with the children whilst they're on camp, and we'll blacklist the child from joining any of the Inme camps, and we'll send them back out to your home at your own expense, right? uh, don't have to, the parents don't send your children with any junk food or tuck. There are two main reasons for this. There's going to be food through the day, as you already saw. For the children, there'll be enough food for them to eat, and sending them with snacks or junk food usually attracts insects or monkeys to their tents, right? Please don't send them with any of those things. And usually what happens is, if the child has junk food with them, they tend to eat that and not the food which is freshly prepared for them, and this will also end up in the child not having enough energy to do the activity. So don't send them with any food or junk. And money for this camp, um, all expenses are covered by us. You don't have to send them with any money, but we do have a small merch store or a souvenir shop at the end of the camp. So anywhere between 2 to 3,000 rupees is more than enough for them. and for them to to use that money to buy something that they would like, right? This is about the program. We'll quickly head into the kit list, which is basically what the children will be needing. Please follow this list to the T, right? We have curated this so that based on years of experience and years of seeing what the children use on camp, right? So please make sure that they have 6 to 7 t-shirts. uh, if they're quick dry, great, because the children are going to be out in the through the entire day. They're going to be out, they're going to be walking a lot, they're going to be sweating a lot. So please give them 6 to 7 t-shirts. Quick dry ones are better. 3 to 4 shorts. This is so that the children, these shorts are something which the child will use in their free time or during the nights, right? They will not be wearing the shorts during the day when they're doing the activity. For the day, during the activity, you have to send them with 3 to 4 track pants. This is to ensure that the children don't get, they're in the wilderness, right? This is like, even if they were walking through a bush or something, the track pants help them to avoid getting scratched by plants, or helps the insects to stay away as well. So make sure that you have 3 to 4 track pants, 7 to 8 pairs of socks. They're going to be walking, as I said, a lot of time. They'll be wearing shoes when they're doing their activities, so lots of socks as well. One quick dry towel which the children can just use. They're going to be taking showers every day. They can, it needs to dry quickly, so a quick dry towel. A cap is a must, right? They're going to be spending the entire day outside, right? Definitely send them with a cap. Plenty of undergarments, 2 pairs of night clothes which they can use to wear in the night. One jacket, or one fleece jacket like this, or a sweatshirt or a hoodie. This is just to keep them warm during the night time. And one poncho or raincoat, because as I said, it might rain randomly on camp. We do have ponchos on camp, so in case you don't have a raincoat or a poncho, it's fine. There's ponchos on campus as well, right? They're going to be doing a lot of walking. Even with the mountain biking activity, they're going to be wearing shoes and not sandals. Make sure that you provide them with a nice shoe like this, right? And also strapped sandals. Crocs are not allowed on campus at all, right? Make sure that, and no flip flops as well, and make sure that they're having a strapped sandal like this. Any strapped sandal is fine. And if you are confused about what shoe to send them after this orientation, please share the soles of the shoes via WhatsApp to me. My number is there in the chat. Please send the photograph of the shoes to me. I'll tell you if the shoes are okay or not. Please don't pack during the last day and come in to say whether the shoe is fine or not. In case you have the shoes ready, or if you're going to buy a shoe, please go and do it after the orientation whenever possible, so that I can also assist you with the thing. And when I say t-shirts, please don't send the children with sleeveless t-shirts. They need to be having short sleeved or full sleeve t-shirts. Sleeveless shirts are not allowed on campus as well, right? And for mountain biking, you get, there are multiple things that you need to get, but the main thing you will have to buy is a pair of biking gloves, right? This will enable the children to protect their hands at all times. So they're going to be holding on to the bike like this, and the gloves actually help to be an extra layer of protection for them. And whenever they fall from the bike, they're going to be landing on their hands like this, so the hands needs protection. So definitely get a pair of biking gloves. This is available in any decathlon. If in case there's no decathlon near your place, you can always order. They'll deliver it in a couple of days time. uh, Padded cycling shorts is not needed, but these are there to protect from having a saddle sore, like saddle soreness, right? The children are going to be doing 3 days of mountain biking, and it's not a lot, but in case you have a cycling shorts at home, please send them, but you don't have to buy it. Knee and elbow guards will be there on campus as well, so you don't, in case you have one at home, you can bring it with you. If you don't have, it's fine. There's these are provided to you on campus, right? Other items like soap, shower gel, toothbrush, paste, you can bring everything you need. And sunscreen, it says SPF 30, but I would recommend sunscreen SPF 50 at least. They're going to be spending the entire day outdoors. And as I said, sometimes the temperature goes up to anywhere between 28 to 30 in the mornings. So please send them. And this is on a higher altitude as well. So the sunlight is going to hit the children little um, directly as well. So get them with sunscreen, lip balm, and cold cream for the night. Any mosquito repellent cream, spray, or a patch, whatever works for you. Please send them along with that. Along with the cap, a pair of sunglasses is a must. Right? Again, they're going to be spending the entire day outdoors. Sunglasses is a must. A torch or a headlamp for them to use in the nights. Any size torch, USB, battery is fine. Headlamp, again, if you have a headlamp, great. If you don't have, a torch is completely fine. And also send them with a plastic bag so that they can put in their used and wet clothes so that the new clothes don't get mixed up with them, right? Definitely send them with a water bottle. Then they are going to be outdoors doing the activities through the day. They need to stay hydrated. Any bottle, like a steel bottle or a metal bottle with 750 ml to a liter capacity, is perfect. Right? There's going to be lots of places where the children can refill water on campus. Ensure that they have this bottle so that they don't end up dehydrated. Right? Make sure you send them with a bottle. They'll be needing it while they're traveling as well. As I said, the children will be sleeping on sleeping bags. If you have a sleeping bag at your with you, please bring that. If you don't have a sleeping bag, we'll be providing the sleeping bags on the camp. These are used sleeping bags which have been cleaned and sanitized after every use, right? In case you are still worried about them being used, you can buy a sleeping bag liner from Decathlon, right? This will just act as a thin layer between the bag and the child, and the child gets sandwiched between those two. So you can get a liner as well. And if your child is used to sleeping with a pillow, please send them with an inflatable pillow, which the child can just blow up and use while they're on camp. Right. In case your child is undergoing any medical treatment or is under using some medicines during the duration of the camp, please put them in a nice Ziploc pouch and also make a small note of what medicine has to be given at what time. Since they are going to be doing the outdoor activities, the children might tend to forget sometimes. So if you send us a list of all the medicines, we'll make sure that we'll be giving it to the children at the specified time. And if you have an extra, can you please go on mute? I'm sorry, I'm not sure who it is. And if there is an uh, uh, who's I'm not sure who's the person on. Please go to mute. Yeah, and if your child is wearing spectacles, please make sure that they carry an extra pair. Contact lenses are not advised for this camp. And also, if you're wearing spectacles, please make sure you get the ones which has the retainer straps. You can buy them at any shops so that they stay fixed and not fall while they're doing the activity. Right. There are two main bags that you need to get with the children. One big rucksack, which is to carry all their stuff that they need, and a small knapsack or a backpack, which will have the water bottle, their towel or sunglasses or cap, just so that they can have it whilst doing their activity. They don't have to carry their water bottle in their hand when they're doing the activity. They can just wear it on their back and then do the activity. Do not send your child with suitcases or hard luggage. Right? The campsite is not smooth tarmac; it's a rough space. If you're sending the children with your bag, like with a suitcase or a hard luggage or a trolley, they will get damaged and they will break. Right, and it's impossible for the children to carry their bags all the way from through the camp. It's not a smooth surface. Rucksack is the easiest thing you can send them with. If you have any questions on what type of rucksack to send, please reach out to me as well. If you have one at home, just send a photograph. I'll tell you it's okay or not. And in case you're going to buy a rucksack, 60 to 70 liters is plenty enough space for the child, and they can keep whatever they need for the entire camp. Coming to cash, as I told earlier, we take care of everything for them right from start to end, and any 2 to 3,000 is more than enough for them, you know uh, for the souvenir shop. And they can always you can always put it in a nice Ziploc pouch along with the amount of camp and the cash and the name of the child, and this can be handed over to the instructor or the camp chief, and they'll hand it back to them once the stall is open on the last day, right? uh, Reiterating again, no phones, no expensive jewelry, no Kindle, smartwatches, tabs, anything like that whilst the childs are there. In case we find something, it's basically a donation to us. Please don't send them in anything. And the children, if they have a gadget, it's up to completely up to them. We will not be held responsible for if they're lost or damaged, right? Cameras, again, not needed. In case you're sending them, just a single point and shoot camera is fine. No fancy cameras which has smart connectivity things. And for the children who are flying into Coimbatore, make sure you have the following items in the Ziploc pouch, right? You will have to have your power bank, the charging cable for the same. Ensure that you have printed copies of the tickets, right? Along with your original Aadhaar card. These two are vital because some airports don't accept duplicate Aadhaar cards, or they don't accept photocopies of the Aadhaar card, or sometimes they don't even accept digital copies of the ticket, right? To avoid all this confusion, please send them with printed copy of the return ticket along with the original Aadhaar card. And in case you're flying in on some sort of an airlines like Indigo or SpiceJet, please book a meal for them because they're going to be leaving in the morning and arriving only at lunchtime. They can either have breakfast and leave, or just book a meal for them on the flight, or you can just give them little cash so that they can eat something on the airport. Once the children reach the airport, as I said, our instructor will be there and will be taking care of them for lunch and all the snacks en route, etc. But make sure that they have some sort of food where, in case they get hungry, they have some sandwiches or something to eat in the airplane, right? And we also have, as I said, there's a merch store that we have. I posted the link for the same in the chat as well. We have various kits which we have curated. For example, there's a sleeping bag, tea, a bottle, bandana, luggage tag, all of this which are curated for you. We also have a rucksack which you can get, fleece tag, fleece jackets. uh, there are curated kits, and we also have individual items which you can get as well. The link to that, as I said, is there. So whatever you have, if you don't find it on Decathlon, or if you want to just buy it from us, you can buy it. And since you've already registered, you get a 10% discount on these merch as well. Along with the other things mentioned, we have some accessories, memorabilia as well. And that's pretty much everything, right? I'm just going to stop the screen share now, and we will head over to the Q&A session. So if anybody has any question, uh, please ask me now. Yeah. Yes, Adrit. I
Do,
have you're on mute. Adrit has raised his hand. Can I just start off with?
do children need to carry their helmets for the mountain biking?
No, helmets will be provided on campus. You don't need to carry them.
What about water bottles? Because bikes typically fit a different kind of a water bottle, right? The 1 liter bottle may not fit the bike. Five
No,
liter?
so as I said, they'll be carrying their small backpack, right? The water bottles will be in that.
Okay. And is there a what kind of backpack? Does it have to be a front strap that goes across the bed, like while you're
No,
carrying?
just any regular knapsack or a small backpack, maybe 10 to 15 liters is maximum that they will be needing, just to fit the bottle and the towel if they need, or to put their sunglasses or hat.
Okay. Right. And my son, sorry, last, I'm not sure the last question. My son uses transitions, which is they are powered
Mhm.
glasses turn black. So I think that should be fine.
That's completely fine. If it's a photochromatic glass, no
Yeah, it's
problem at
okay.
all. You don't have to send them with separate sunglasses. Just make sure that you get the retainers for them so that it doesn't slip while they're doing the activity.
Okay, noted. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know. I want to know if I can drop my son at say at Yercaud because that is
Uh,
most convenient for me.
sure. Which place are you traveling from?
I'm traveling from Trivandrum.
Okay, you want to travel. Okay, sure, no problem.
Yeah,
So after this orientation, just
yeah,
drop me a message
yeah.
and let me know where. So there are two drop points. I would recommend you to drop the child at Salem rather than Yercaud, because
Okay.
then he'll be able to travel with the other children,
With the okay, yeah,
yeah,
makes
from the
sense.
camp,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay,
just
Coimbatore is also comfortable with me.
no,
Coimbatore is also
Coimbatore means the children will only reach around 5 p.m. Whereas if
Okay,
you are
okay.
going to be heading to Salem,
Salem.
you can always
Okay.
the children reach Salem by 11, 11 to 11:20, 11:30 is when they'll normally
Okay.
reach the Chennai.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Children
Yeah.
from
That's
Chennai will reach.
comfortable. That's
So you
okay.
can drop them there as well. Just drop me a message and we'll figure
Yeah.
that out.
Yeah. And the return. What time would they be back at Salem?
Probably around the same time because the train
11
reach. I
actually.
mean, not at the same time. They'll have lunch and depart.
Okay.
Anywhere between 4 to 4:30 is when they'll reach Salem.
Yeah. Can the pickup be a little earlier because it's an 8-hour drive from Salem to Trivandrum.
The pickup won't be earlier. So if you are looking to pick up, then you will have to
Uh,
if you're looking at picking them up early,
yeah.
the earliest they can leave is at 2 p.m. from camp or 2:30 from camp, right?
2:30.
And
Okay.
usually it takes anywhere between an hour and a half, 2 hours to for them to descend carefully all the
Oh,
way
to
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 Salem.
Salem.
So
Okay. Okay.
roughly around the same time is when they'll reach. So there won't be any much difference.
There won't be much differences.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 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 Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Anybody else has any questions? Yes, Adrit again.
Um, one more question, please. What kind of shoes do you recommend? Because while you said you wanted to have a look at the soles, because they're going to be for biking purpose, is there something specific that you recommend?
No, no. So any regular sneakers that they have,
Okay,
as long as it has good grip, is fine. Right? You don't have to buy any specific shoes for this camp. As
okay,
I said, if in case you have doubts with regarding the shoes, whatever you have at home, just send me a photograph of the sole. I'll let you know if it's okay or in case you need to get a new one. Adrit, you're on mute in case you're talking.
okay. Noted. Thank you.
Yeah. Does anybody else have any other questions? Okay, great. If no one has any questions, so what will happen now is I'll be sending out the departure message 2 days before the camp starts for children who are leaving from Bangalore, and anybody who's leaving to Coimbatore or traveling by train from Chennai, you'll get more details a day before the camp starts. Right? I'll share the coordinators' numbers in the message so you can reach out to them and plan accordingly. Right? But yeah, in case you have any other queries, my number is mentioned in the chat. Please reach out to me if you have any questions. Thank you all for coming in on a Sunday. I will speak to you all soon. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.